these are important issues, important topics to talk about, and my first answer is absolutely yes. I don't think it's a secret as to how much I dislike slumlords and what we have attempted to do to get rid of them. My colleagues on the council and I have passed some significant legislation with the abandoned building ordinance, but there's one other thing that we've done as well, and that's we created a land bank. And then what that land bank will do is, first of all, they will buy property as well, and they will sell property. And they will sell property to you, and they will sell property to anybody. The only thing that they require, and we do require it because I'm a non-voting member on the board, is that if you buy something that you're going to build on it or do something with it within 2 years. We're not going to have that same kind of foolishness with these absentee landlords that we've had before, and I absolutely agree that a landlord registry is absolutely necessary.
Mr. Gray, also give us 30 seconds on what you think might need to be in rental property registration for Omaha.
I think, first of all, that in an ordinance, I think we've got to be absolutely, anytime you write legislation, it's usually a double-edged sword. There's always a way for people to get around it if they want to, but we can write it really tight. And I think we've got to write it in such a way so that we know that there should be fines for individuals who do not register with the city of Omaha. We need to give them a certain amount of time to register. After they register or after they don't register, we need to fine them, and we need to fine them constantly, month after month after month, until they comply. My first answer is absolutely yes. Everything we do in terms of contracting and letting bids ought to be public. It ought to happen with you all's understanding and involvement in the process. So absolutely yes, I agree with that. I also agree with going back to our Omaha process. There's some things that we have to do because there's some issues that were raised about financial costs and other things that we need to address. And we need to address that, and we need to find a way to do it so that it's not costing the city money, rather we either break even or we're making money, and I would like to see making money more than anything else. But there are things that we have to do in the next contract, and keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the next contract is probably not going to be an easy one, and it's not going to be an inexpensive one, but we need to have one that we all can agree on, that we like and we think will work. So absolutely yes. First of all, let me say a couple of things just right off the bat. Number one, I've learned a couple of things from OTOC here today. One of them is that if I decide to run for office again, I'm going to run for mayor so I can get 2 minutes, like my good friend Senator Mello did. Secondly,
not if we have two candidates here.
Okay. Secondly, I want to tell you all that I almost didn't stand up for payday lending. And the reason why I didn't stand up for it is because the things that I think we ought to do to payday lending, most of them will be illegal. Because that's how despicable I think it is. And I think when we have bankers and others and other financial lobbyists who can go down and hold up bills and continue to recognize and see that poor people are barely making it, and so that for you to continue to fill your pockets and line your pockets and keep people from feeling and doing what they can do to raise themselves up out of poverty, I hate payday lending more than I hate almost anything, and the things that I would do for that, I think most of them would be illegal, but I'd try and find a legal way to do it so I could keep myself out of jail so y'all can vote for me. Second, but let me also say as well, my major two issues that the two first things that I'm going to be doing if I get reelected, and I am Ben Gray and I'm running for District 2 and I hope to get your vote on May 9th. One of the things that I want to do is to address my small emerging business ordinance. I have too many large companies that are contractors that have found ways around my ordinance, around the ordinance that we introduced as a council, and I want to address that and close some of those loopholes. Secondly, when we're talking about immigration, I just met today with with an immigration group led by Marilyn Sims, and that group Well, let me just stop by say one of the first news conferences you're going to see is me standing in front of Yale Park talking about how bad they keep the Karen community, what those situations are, what those conditions are, and what these slumlords do with our refugees and people that have been here for a long time. Thank you.